So I'm probably going to sound like a jerk. But you know when you get those auditions and they're like 90% action, or where it's just the action is the type of action where it just needs a lot of direction. Like I'm thinking like absurd theater and that kind of thing. It just feels like in order to execute the audition well, you have to do so much self-directing. And so then it can just feel like this, it feels like this method I never studied where like suddenly I'm clowning or I'm miming and I'm like, oh, yeah. Like on the day, if you booked it, you would be fighting with someone and you would be doing choreography that's been built for you. There'd be so much support behind what you're doing. Not having that support and having to do it anyway and do it alone while people just watch you from behind a table, it just feels really weird. And I think it just makes it feel even more awkward. It makes me feel like I am putting myself out there even more in just this highly vulnerable and foolish position. It's probably there are actors out there who are like totally okay acting a fool and looking foolish, and I envy them. Could be why so many comedians are just great dramatic actors as well, you know, because they've made peace with it, maybe even enjoy it or have built a relationship with looking like a fool, and I just haven't built that relationship. But the doing of it is just not something I'm looking forward to, you know? I'm lucky to have an audition. It's for something that's basically unpaid. But 2026. Sometimes when the effort required is so big and the payout required is so low, I get a little salty about it. I'm concerned there's an ungratefulness there for sure, and I just don't want to do it. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if I just said no to things? That's probably what it is I actually, part of me wants to say no to this audition and I'm just not going to, and that is the life. I think there's this like misconception that if you're an actor, 90% of the auditions you go on and 90% of the roles you get are things you'd want to do if placed in a vacuum and allowed to pick whatever you wanted. And the reality is most of it is stuff that you might not choose from a lineup. It's almost like if you're a pointillism painter and the only gigs being offered to you are expressionism, it's probably not going to feel like a slam dunk, and you find something to love in it because you love painting, but it's not your style, it's not what you have to say, like that kind of thing. And so maybe there's some kind of workaround I can have in my head where it's like, okay, this may not be my style, this may not be what I want to do with work that I generate, but I can find a way to serve artists in the work they're generating and find joy in that. And maybe if I shift my thinking to be more service-based in this particular case and like, hey, I'm going to go and serve the piece and serve the people in the room, then I can get over this resistance. But also maybe I just have to feel the resistance because it's real and it's there and it's a part of my life. So dodging it is probably just gonna come up somewhere else. Anyway, just feeling a lot of resistance because these physical auditions feel like a huge ask. I'm just gonna be honest. They feel like a huge ask to me. I don't know if they are. That's just how it feels. It makes me feel so bad to say that, but it just does. I question the ask, I guess. Maybe that's it. I'm questioning the ask. Maybe I should just allow myself to question it and let that be a part of the process. I don't know. Who am I? What's happening?